Should be launching right now.
All right, y'all. So we are live, back in effect. We are trying to do something we've never done before here on Rough Fit Radio. We are transmitting from 3 different corners of the world. So I don't know where the Urban Yeti is.
Area 27.
On some moving vehicle.
This is the tram into Area 32.
He's in one of the tunnels. And I'm over here at Casa de Deda. I'm in my house. Arsenio, where you at, man? You look like you in some
I'm in the back
weird
cave.
laboratory. In the back cave? Nice.
Don't tell Batman.
Yo, if my daughter saw you right now, she'd be like, Spider-Man! Yo, Kaya really thinks he's Spider-Man, yo, on some real shit.
I mean, she's not
Wait,
wrong.
you're not, bro? I was going to say, I thought you would.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to sell me short.
Yo, all right.
Yo,
so
you do look like you're in the control room of something.
Yo, for real.
Something Waynesian.
Yo, I love how we feel. I feel like we're sneaking.
Yeah.
I feel like Renee can't really talk.
I definitely can't.
I'm trying to be quiet because his family's in the back. Arsenio's in his back cave.
This is the unauthorized episode.
That should be the title of it.
Word, unauthorized. There we go. So, so let me do this real quick intro so we can get into it. So, it's Rough Fit Radio, Season 6, Episode 11. So, we've been on a little bit of hiatus. We've been, the holidays came and went, and the new year started and all that good stuff. And we hadn't had an episode in a couple weeks due to a bunch of unforeseen kind of obstacles. And even this week was a little bit of an obstacle. Our producer, Arsenio, he got pulled into work early. Me and Renee on some, trying to adjust to our new schedules.
OBS didn't want to function. We were trying to figure out OBS and Zoom combination.
Yo, all that technology stuff was bugging out. But we here. We're going to try to do something real quick.
We got it in.
And Iris is somewhere in an undisclosed location holding us down.
Yo, I told Iris to join the call. She fronting.
I've been saying.
She fronting on the calls. Some of my
We need to see what the stash next are like.
Exactly. Yo, Renee, happy birthday to the babies.
Thank
Congrats,
you
brother.
for the bees. 6 years old.
No longer babies.
Word.
New phase.
Yeah.
Years old.
They're massive.
That's crazy. I saw that. Did you put that video together? That nice little compilation joint
I did.
on iMovie. You put that together or something?
I dabbled in video editing.
Word.
Light work.
That was dope. Yeah. And if you don't already follow him, Renee got a new Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
Jabari Dothraki, I think it is.
If you know how to spell that, try to find that man.
Yeah, you can't.
Maybe
You shouldn't be following me.
maybe Iris can tweet about that and get some followers. You got a bunch of followers already?
Nah, not at all.
Well, you got like 10?
I don't even know, man. Stop.
I think I'm your only follower, bro. Because every time you tweet, I be engaging you.
I don't think I'm even following Renee yet. I gotta get back on Twitter again.
You not following Renee? Oh man.
I'm barely even on Twitter. I just read.
Do you follow Rough Fit Radio? That's the question.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, sure you do.
Iris confirmed the facts. Iris, check the facts.
Arsenio just pressed follow just now.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Of course I do. Of course I follow it. Word. So big up to Iris if you're following the Rough Fit Radio feed. She's holding us down on Twitter. And also, too, we have a new Twitter account for our academy, which is kind of, the umbrella organization of Revolutionary Fitness, which our podcast is part of. And so the Revolutionary Fitness Academy Twitter handle is RevFit Education. You can also find us on Instagram at RevFit Education and on Facebook and all that good stuff. So, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to get together. We hadn't been together for a couple of weeks as a crew. So we wanted to just check in with everybody, see how everyone's doing, and then also talk about some upcoming plans that we have for the coming weeks and months of RedFit Radio, and also give a little report back on how we did in 2018 with the relaunch of RedFit Radio, but just in general, you know, how we're doing personally and how the work is going and all that good stuff. So Renee is on limited talking capacity because he has some white devils over his shoulder, right, Renee?
Right next to me.
Yo, Renee got into it. Yo, can we post that on Twitter? Can we tweet that video?
Yeah,
is that
fuck yeah? Let's tweet it.
Yo, Iris, tweet that video of Renee just like getting at some dude. Was that today? Is that earlier today?
Nah, this was what is today? This was Monday.
Yo, so what happened? So the dude just bumped you?
Yeah, we was on 68th and Lex, and coming up the stairs, dude felt himself and didn't realize he was going up against one of those dudes. So
just looking at you, he should know not to mess with you.
I don't understand what's going on in people's minds. So I followed him basically like 6 blocks. You know, when you walk around, we went down a couple, around a couple, ended up in a precinct where, oddly enough, the officers present were POCs and they was riding for me, yo. So like they told him he had to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was trying to take you to the precinct to try to get you in trouble. So basically, so if y'all gonna see the video on Twitter, so Renee's not gonna describe it in detail because he's sitting next to another dude who's probably ice creaming him the same way.
His compatriot.
So his compatriot. So Renee's walking up the stairs or whatever, and this dude is walking up the stairs and like bumps Renee, and also is like cursing as he bumps him. And then but he tested the wrong person. Renee persisted and like was like, yo, what's good? Like following him and filmed him like, all right, say something now. Now before that talk he was giving on the staircase, keep talking. And the guy was looking all shook or whatever and walking all fast and peppery. And so they walked a couple blocks and then they got into a precinct, and Renee's saying that the cops surprisingly were riding for him because they probably just realized it was like some fucking white dude like on his white privilege shit. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, you know, like Iris said, I don't know, when you see me, you might not know what I am, but I'll definitely check off the wild man category. So, you know, I followed him for a minute before I even put the camera on. So I put the camera on once I realized he wasn't going to do nothing, just in case he, you know, was trying to find a cop, which I was sure he was going to do. And so then we ended up in the precinct. So, you know.
Yo, who's going to mess with Renee, though? Renee's like Duck Dynasty meets Hawaiian 5-0 meets fucking Game of Thrones.
No. Listen, you got it all wrong, bro. We're talking about Jack Black and Suge Knight and a little bit of Big Pun in there, maybe.
Nice. You gotta get Big Pun in there. Suge Knight.
Just the Mark Anthony. Just size-wise.
Word. So it's the New Year has come. The holidays were, I mean, it feels like it was forever ago, but it wasn't that long ago. It was just a month ago. Arsenio, how was your holidays?
Holidays was pretty good. Spent time with the family, my girlfriend. Gotta spend some time at the gym too. Getting back into it. Worked on my certification. So officially a RedFit People's Trainer now.
Yes. 2 weekends ago, it was 2 weekends ago, right? At this point?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Arsenio and his crew of peers went through their certification here in New York City and completed all their requirements to become a certified people's trainer with Revolutionary Fitness. Congrats, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so holidays were good. What did you do for New Year's?
I actually had to be here for New Year's. Midnight on the clock, right in here. It was not fun walking through Times Square when the ball dropped.
So for those who don't know, Arsenio, who you might know as Spider-Man or Daredevil or Nightwing, actually works in Midtown.
Funny enough, you mentioned Nightwing.
Nice, there we go. he works in Midtown, doing some stuff. We're not gonna say what he does, but he works in Midtown, so he was right next to where the ball was.
I'm in the center of Times Square, so I'm right there where everybody lines up.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy place to work, bro. I don't know how you do it.
Coffee.
Coffee. So for me, we did Christmas in New York City, and then 2 days after Christmas, we flew out to Colombia, and we actually went to Cartagena, Colombia, which was cool. It was really hot. Yeah. It was like in New York City, it was like 30, 40 degrees or whatever, and we were like 95 degrees every day. But it was a little bit too hot, man. That equator heat is a different kind of heat.
It surprises you. When I went to Ecuador, I got hit with the same thing. I was like, oh man, I was not ready for that.
Yeah, so that equator heat was tough, and I was out there with the family, so the baby wasn't really feeling it. Mm-hmm. And she loves the heat and she loves the beach and stuff like that, but it was a little bit too much. But we had fun. It was cool to see Colombia. We'd never been out to Colombia. And then we were there for New Year's, actually, which was cool. People partying till like 5, 6 in the morning, all that kind of stuff. A lot of salsa and reggaeton. So we felt right at home. But the baby got sick. New Year's Eve, she drank tap water, and we were like staying away from water. And she drank tap water we were doing an Airbnb with the family, so we stayed at the family's crib, and they invited us to join their New Year's party, which was really cool. But one of the sons gave her tap water, not thinking, because they drink tap water, of course, because their guts are used to the microbes that are in that water. But it just hit the baby hard. So the next day, she was just like throwing up and super sick, and we got nervous. But thankfully, we were able to hit up our doctor, the baby's doctor here in New York City, and we were able to get some guidance and all that good stuff. So we got through it, but it was a little nerve-wracking at first. Yeah. So then we flew back to New York City, got back in the code, and honestly, it feels like. Look, maybe it was because we were out of the country for New Year's or the holidays or whatever, but it feels like the New Year kind of like just snuck up on us, and we're just trying to play catch up a little bit. But things are kind of falling into now that it's finally the last day of January. Things are kind of feeling like a good pace, and we're back in the swing of things and all that good stuff.
That's good.
Yes. So I think we lost Renee real quick. He said
he was having connection issues. So he's going.
Yeah, he's in Area 32, so he's in and out of tunnels, and he'll join us back soon. But yeah, so some stuff that we wanted to talk about too is we wanted to kind of reflect on 2018, and what were some of the successes and big changes that happened in 2018, especially around the work that we do. Some things that happened in 2018, obviously we came back with our podcast. Renee came back as our full-time co-host because before Renee, for those who don't know, Renee was more so a special guest and kind of part of our Q&A series that we were doing, where he was kind of interviewing me on different subject matter and doing like a Q&A kind of format. But we realized that Renee had a lot to contribute, and so we wanted to make sure that we got him on the mic more often, and so we made him the full-time co-host. So that was a big change in 2018. Another thing is that we brought on some more people to help with the production of the show. So we have Arsenio, who's one of our producers, and then Iris, who hopefully
we'll join the call one day
soon. Yes, hopefully we'll get Iris. Iris was at our live filming back in December, so you got to see a little bit of her. But Iris is one of our producers, and really Iris has given a lot of leadership to the team, and made us way more organized than we ever were. So I'm really excited for 2019 with all the new stuff that we rolled out. Like, we're having production meetings. We had a production meeting this week. That was mad, fancy. Dope. I know. I felt mad mature. I was like, wow, we're planning out our podcast.
It's a good way to even check in, like see like if we have any complications with like doing an episode 1 week or anything, or even like getting this one up and running. Like we all had like different hurdles. We're like, all right, let's try to get it out real quick, and that's when we started like the viral marketing of like, where is RevFit Radio?
Yeah.
Thanks to
that was really fun. Yeah, we're mad silly with that. So Arsenio and Iris were making all these memes, kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's the podcast? Where we're hiding, kind of stuff. So if you don't follow us on Twitter and Instagram, go ahead and do that because those are pretty funny. But yeah, it's like because like for instance, this episode right now that we're recording, this definitely wouldn't have happened if we didn't have that production meeting because of all the hurdles that been happening tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we didn't have that production meeting, we'd be all fucked up. And on that production meeting, I was a little fucked up, right?
You're kind of getting there.
Yo, my CBD oil was kicking in heavy when we were on that call. So hopefully it'll kick in tonight too. We'll see.
You're already talking slower, so I think it's already starting to kick in.
Oh, there we go. Well, I had a beer and I haven't eaten until, so yeah, it's all kicking in, which is good.
Amen.
So yes, so those are some big things. Another big thing that we did in 2018 was we started hosting our podcast over at the People's Forum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons we haven't had a podcast actually for the past couple of weeks is because the People's Forum, they've been doing some renovations on the multimedia production room. And so that's where we record our podcast. And I think they're either done or just wrapping up. They actually contacted me tonight to see if we were going to be recording there. So we'll be back in there next week for sure. And if you haven't checked out the People's Forum, they're over on West 37th Street. What is it, 320?
I think, yeah, 320. Between
320 West
8th and 9th Avenue.
Between 8th and 9th?
Yeah.
Nice. I just know how to walk there. I like get off the train and I just walk there.
I see the bar in the corner and that's my marker. That's a horrible thing to say.
So yeah, look for those landmarks. Look for the bar. There's a Verizon store over there too.
Yeah, that's the other marker for Verizon.
So in any case,
don't go into the hotel like Renee did.
Yeah, don't do that. But they're doing awesome programming still. They finished, there was their first quarter of running programming because they opened back in September. So they've been doing a lot of great stuff, and we're just really happy to be there. And so tonight they're actually doing, I think, like the big first social event for all the members of the People's Forum. So that's really cool. Nice. But in any case, we'll be back there next week, and I think too.
We should be having more live episodes there too, right?
Yeah, because I think. Well, yeah. So we'll have more live episodes, but I think the multimedia room now will be fully equipped. That was the plan. They were going to fully equip it with the mics and the setup, so we didn't have to do things off of our tech, which would definitely take the podcast to the next level. So I'm excited about that launching. We've been for a while thinking like, should we invest in new mics? Should we invest in new cameras? And the reason we held off from it is because the People's Forum was going to be equipping that stuff. Yeah. So hopefully that stuff will be rolling out, in February. But in either case, definitely make sure you go to the People's Forum, check it out. February, they're going to have a lot of dope programming for Black History Month. And then we're going to be getting back on our once a month workshops at the People's Forum, which is followed by our live studio recordings of our podcasts. And we're trying to sort out the technology on that too, because the last one we did, even though it was a great event, the audio didn't come out that strong, and there was some hurdles that we're just learning as we go along with the technology.
And that was the week I was out in Texas too, filming a project.
Yeah. So we didn't have Arsenio support, and I was like trying to do cameras and mic, and it was a little bit too much. So yeah, that's some stuff to look forward to. And 2018 was a big year for you too, right, Arsenio?
Yeah, 2018, I actually got involved with you guys. So literally around this time last year, I first started going to RevFit because my old Sifu from high school got me into martial arts. We started teaching there, and I was like, oh, snap, let me go check it out. Then I'm like, oh, I'm right around here. This is like a really dope area. And Sean worked his magic and got me started doing kettlebell classes. And then, did the kettlebell challenge, got the certification to that. Now I'm teaching classes, and now I'm a personal people's trainer. And I'm like, oh, snap. Never thought I would be here a year from now.
Yeah, it was really cool because the other night at the studio, Arsenio had his first one-on-one session at the studio. You know, he's done informal stuff before, I think, in the past, but you know, he was just newly certified. He literally got his certificate that day. Then he had a personal training session. So that was really cool to see, like, you know, you fully expressing all the stuff that you had learned. And then it was followed by your self-defense class that you've been giving for a couple weeks, but it was like your biggest turnout.
Yeah, I think it was a turnout of like 6.
Yeah, it was really impressive. And so I was just like looking at Jenny, and we just kind of smiled at each other, and we're like, wow, like, you know, Arsenio's doing it, you know? It's really cool to see. So yeah, definitely congrats. It's great to have you on the team.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and then for us in 2018 was really like, you know, in 2017 we started expansion work, and so we were kind of like all over the place, flying different places, doing education work, and it was really great. But like everyone knows, when you start growing, there's a lot of growing pains with growth, and so, you know, we were kind of all over the place, feeling a little strained, I think, in 2017. And then in 2018, I feel like we really reconnected to our base, and kind of refocused our efforts and made sure we weren't spreading ourselves too thin, and came to some realizations like, okay, this is our capacity. This is where we can work at. This is how we can find balance with the work that we're doing, family life, personal life, all that kind of stuff. There was a big focus in 2018, at least within our community. I think, though, in a lot of the communities that we work within, on mental health. And so that was really dope for us to be having more conversations about mental health and talking about the mental health struggles that we have. There was a lot of people at least in like the media, I think there was a lot of people who committed suicide in 2018, a lot of famous stars and stuff. And I just feel like, do you get that sense that people are at least having more conversation about mental health?
There's definitely a bigger discussion on it too. Like, especially since like once Robin Williams passed away a couple of years back, there's been more push for that, because there's a lot of stuff that we think everyone thinks fine and dandy because you think celebrities have the life all together because they have money. It's like, no, you have a lot more stress and anxiety on a daily basis, and people think just because you can project a happy face means you're not dealing with those struggles at all.
Right. Or too, that, you know, the way that you solve, I'll put that in quotation marks, mental health struggles, is by gaining more material wealth or gaining more material things like that. That's going to bring you some happiness, or that, you know, what their struggles were, and reclaiming them and saying, hey, these are part of me. I'm not going to hide this. I'm not going to be ashamed of this. This is you know, reality I'm dealing with that many others are dealing with. And I think through those conversations, people have been growing a lot. So I feel like we ended 2018 on some really good energy around all that kind of stuff, like recentering, checking in with each other more, supporting each other more. And then coming into 2019, I think more understanding of one another, and kind of working in better collaboration. Like, for instance, on our podcast production calls, Iris made the recommendation that we do not only check-ins to see how you're doing, but really like a mental health check-in. Like, how's your capacity this week? Are you feeling strained? Are you feeling exhausted? Are you, you know, dealing with anything personally? Are you dealing with any anxiety or stress that might affect your commitments that week? Yeah. And so that way, you know, people can really voice it, and there's no kind of misunderstanding or ill feeling to one another because you feel like this person's neglecting work, but they might have just been like stepping back because they needed a break or whatever, you know.
And there's no like bad judgment with it either, because you keep each other in check. You realize it's like a family. It's not like, oh, I have to do this for like my job. It's like, no, these people actually care about my mental health being. It's not like if you don't do this, you're like getting the boot.
Exactly. So yes, all those good things. And then did you set any resolutions, or, you know, whatever you want to call them?
Besides my usual one of working out more consistently, which if I do any more, I'll literally turn into the Hulk.
Bro, you're mad consistent right now.
Yeah, right?
So no big ones, nothing like with career or...
Transition more into personal training as my career option, trying to get more out of my regular life now, get more back into acting. So I'm doing more projects. Like I'm going out of Texas more often, filming projects. I've been doing more stunt choreography, stuff like that. And just, you know, more balance.
Tell us about that project you're doing in Texas.
So basically, I'm a Power Ranger. Plot twist. My friend Ivan created his own original concept of a Power Rangers team completely based around music, and I auditioned for it. I got the role for the Blue Ranger. We flew out in December when we had the live episode, and we shot a proof of concept video. It was going to be like the pilot, but we had some problems with the audio, so we salvaged what we could and made the best of it and released that as like a teaser. And they kept using the GoFundMe to launch the first episode, which we're filming at the end of the month in February. So I'll be out there for a week, 4 days of filming. I already choreographed all the fights with my choreographer Jared, the Yellow Ranger. So we got all this stuff ready for that, and then it's just little by little getting it up and building more and start getting more consistently. And knocking on wood, Hasbro might be liking what we're doing. So if things work out, who knows? Maybe we could actually become an official team.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. The stuff that you've put out so far is really. I mean, I love the production value is really high. I know you had that audio stuff, but then you did some voiceover stuff, which you can't even really tell.
We did,
and actually, I think the voiceover adds a cool effect to it. So that was really cool to see. Because it's kind of like it's Power Rangers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like 90s campy.
We've gotten some critiques like, oh, like the acting is a little bit work, some of the stunts work. It's like, okay, something familiar, but it's like, it's Power Rangers. It's going to be cheesy no matter what. Like, no one talks like this all the time.
Word, exactly. So are y'all still doing the fundraiser?
Yeah, we still have it going. I think we still have 19 days left. So I've been sharing that a bit more on my social media.
Yeah, share that also too on the Slack so that we can Iris can get that over on the Twitter feed. So if you're listening and you want to make a contribution to young artists trying to make it happen, definitely go ahead and make a contribution. No contribution is too small.
And you get free merchandise too. You get free swag.
Nice. There you go.
So you get custom T-shirts, and depending on the amount you get, you can even get a full costume completely done just for you.
What? Nice. All right, so go check it out. So so share that over there so Iris can post it. And then Iris is making comments about my hat in our Slack feed.
Oh no.
So this is what I call let me show a better view of this. Hold on. So let me put the full effect here. Let me see. All right. Gotta get the little thing up. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, you can see it a little bit better now. So this is what I call my Puerto Rican gnome hat. So when I wear this, I'm a Puerto Rican gnome.
Oh my God.
Yo, it was brick today in New York City. I mean, we're going through this crazy winter, tundra, polar ice cap melting winter. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's crazy.
Because of the ice cap, I think because of the ice cap melting, the winter chill we normally concentrate up in Antarctica is dividing out. So that's why you have places like Colorado, like at -20.
Yo, bro. So we have some trainers out in Minnesota, in St. Paul, and in the Twin Cities, and they're with the wind chill. They're dealing with like -50. It's like crazy. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing there? But they've been staying in and staying warm. They've been saying like it's instant frostbite. Like here in New York is brick, but if you like cover all your skin and you layer up, you're all right. You know what I mean? It's not like crippling. You know what I'm saying?
Up there, that's like day after tomorrow.
Yo, -50? What? That's crazy.
I mean, I had to bust out of my freaking Bane coat to wear under my regular black coat. It was like, get it.
Oh, let's see the layers. So yeah, oh, yes. Oh, he got like a white trench coat over there? What is that?
You seen The Dark Knight Returns?
Nice. Layered up, bro. Layered up.
No game.
So for those who are listening on the podcast, Arsenio is showing all his layers that he wore today to work, to survive. I actually was... we usually stay in and we close the studio when it gets this cold. But I actually went in today because we had some new deliveries, some new equipment coming through. We got Renee back on the line.
Hey, yeah! Yeah!
Yo, Renee, so how was your New Year's, bro?
Man, fuck New Year's, man. My fault. I just had to get loud for a second. Listen. I'm off the chain! Yeah! Now I can talk, man. Listen. I got music playing. I don't want to hear this music. All right. Okay. Listen. Let me tell you about New Year's, man. You know I stopped drinking for a long time. Sean, if you saw me right now, you'd be mad at me, bro. You know, because it looked like I just gave up on everything and just was like, let me drink and eat everything I see. Because that might have been what happened. So, you know, New Year's was like that. I was drinking.
We didn't do that episode, staying fit during the holidays. We didn't do that episode, man. That's what
happened to me, man. That's what happened to me. So I'm looking forward to getting myself back in the position, you know?
Word. The holidays will do that, though. And how's the job? How's that going?
So we had graduation today. It was beautiful. I had 5 young people graduate, and only one showed up to actually work for the stage, but whatever. We'll take the numbers that we took, and it was beautiful, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Nice. And then the little ones turned 6 years old this week. You doing anything, or you did anything big for them?
Yeah, we did a split this time. So, you know, we're doing a little party for my daughter. Having the little ladies over, and they're gonna get like a little spa day. And then
wait, so your son did something different?
Well, it's all this weekend. Saturday for Ava and her friends, and then Royce's. We're going to a place to have like a sports themed party for him. So
cool.
It's like the first time, you know, we're doing separate events for them. I guess that I don't know if we're gonna keep doing it like this, but it was something that my wife proposed to them, and they were with it. So
nice.
You know, they can boost it out of these little kids. Word.
That's what's
up. You already spoke about your New Year's. I don't want to have to bring that back.
Yeah. We were talking about we were in Colombia for the holidays.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that was cool. The baby got a little sick though towards the end of the trip.
Yeah, you were telling me that. I think. Oh no, maybe you wasn't telling me that.
I think I did.
Were you telling me that?
I think so.
When you went to the pharmacy or whatever, and he was looking at you like, what do you want us to do?
Well, the thing is because my Spanish is not that good looking, so I'm still working on that. You know what I'm saying?
My Spanish is nobody good looking.
So I'm over here in the supermercado.
Yeah, I'm going 64 levels underground though. I just need y'all to know that,
bro.
In case you couldn't tell.
Are you going to hell? Where are you going?
I'm going to Area 32, bro. This is how you get entry. It looks like I'm going outside, but you don't hear the bells? Every time you hear a bell, that's 24 levels. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm in the supermercado, and I'm trying to explain, like, I want, like, you know, that, what's the stuff for the stomach when the baby gets sick? The Pedialyte. So I'm trying to get that Pedialyte. You got the electrolytes and the sugar, whatever. So I'm trying to get that Pedialyte. So I'm trying to be like, you know, how do you say Pedialyte in Spanish?
Pedialyte.
So I'm like, Pedialyte. And they're looking at me like, what are you saying? I'm like slaughtering it. So finally they figure out what I'm trying to say. And then I look at the label and it says Pedialyte. I'm like, yo, why you making me work mad hard?
But you know they have an ill flavor on it that's not really Pedialyte.
Yeah, I don't even know how they were pronouncing it. But like in Colombia, you know, they say banana, they say banano.
Banana.
Word?
They make it masculine, which is weird because
chill.
It's la banana. It's banana.
Yeah. El banano.
So, yeah.
That's why Joey Bonano from whatever that was called that, because he was Colombian and they didn't want it to be effeminate.
Maybe.
I'm offended.
Maybe. Yo, you not cold out there, bro?
Bro, they gave me some sort of chemical. I don't feel cold no more, bro. They was like, yo, you have Jabari? I was like, yeah. They was like, hey, don't you need that thing where you don't feel cold? I was like, yeah. And they was like, here, drink this. It's that same shit they gave Braun in that episode where he was outside when Benjamin came back. You know what I'm talking about, right? Arsenio, I know you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
that's when he became the three-eyed raven, bro.
Oh, all right.
They gave him the rabbit's blood.
Here we go.
The rabbit's blood.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, you got any predictions for the last season?
Yes, I do. The Night King is good. We've all been misled. He's coming back to do a Thanos on the humans, because just like in real life, us humans are fucking up the earth, and he needs to come back and fix it. So that's my prediction.
Speaking of fucking up the earth and sci-fi,
spoiler.
Someone was not a fan of Aquaman.
Oh boy.
Oh, I felt disappointed myself for being so critical, but that shit was trash, yo. Let's keep it a Billy out here.
I love Aquaman, but mad people are saying it was trash. So
bro, first of all, optically, like the coloration and such, it was beautiful. But whoever that fool is that they got to play Black Manta, that dude was acting like this shit was an 80s Steven Seagal movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he was delivering the lines and all that. I was like, is this guy serious? And then half the time he looked like he thought it was an SNL skit. Like he was reading something off the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the camera.
Nah, he was the worst.
And I was like, this guy is actually terrible.
Nah, he was the worst. I mean, he was the worst, and also too, I mean, like the whole storyline around him. I mean, I like it, but it's like they really cast it wrong. So Iris was saying too that they have the Aquaman debate. That Angel, her partner, thinks it was trash too. She said they fighting about it. You know what I really loved about it though was like the incorporation of all the submarine life and creatures into, you know what I mean, the clothes, into the way, you know, they were riding, into, you know, I really loved how they used like hundreds of species.
Well, they got like, you know, a $4 billion budget, right? I mean, so all that shit has to be good. But the elements that like were, you know, I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. Arsenio, please help me, man, because like, maybe I was not listening to the music, but the music was mad corny, yo. Like it was so.
Well, I'm still questioning why they covered Africa's Toto with Pitbull, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, thank you. Please, thank you. Another great example. I completely forgot about that. When that happened, I was ready to leave. Maybe that was at the end. I don't even know, but
that's like the midpoint. I was hyped because that's like my number one favorite of the song.
What the fuck is happening right now? Not to mention, I was looking at it at 10:15 at night on Sunday night. You know, up in the mountains here with my homie Ramon. So you know, it was just me and him. So I told him, "Yo, fam, let's go, bro. This shit is so trash." And he was like, "Nah, let's see if it gets better." And I was like, "Nah, this is not gonna get better." So I was ready to go after like 28 minutes.
Damn.
And he was like, "Chill, bro, chill." So I laid out on 3 seats and straight up just started closing my eyes every like 5 minutes when I was like, "Yo, this is terrible. I'm gonna take a nap so I can get something out of this experience." So every time I opened my eyes, I was like, "Oh God, it's getting worse." You know? Oh shit, they're walking in. Why are they on a boat? Why are they on a boat when they can both swim like, you know, sharks and shit? Why were they on a boat at all? That's what I don't understand. Shit like that. To save time?
Yeah.
Bro.
Impossible.
You never sit on a bus when you can walk somewhere? I mean, like,
bro, I can't walk like a superhero. I'm not speed walking and
you still got
60 miles per hour.
But
that's all core work for me, man.
Come on, man. Y'all playing devil's advocate over here. This is outrageous.
The other thing I didn't like about it, though, was, of course, the lack of PLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, the lack of people of color. Like, you had Jason Momoa in the lead role. That's great. But that doesn't mean just because you got a PLC in lead role that you don't have to have any other PLCs. And the only PLCs were either bad guys or they were in makeup.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Point.
It's like 1975. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yo, tell me what's his name? His pop's name? I forgot the dude that played his pops. I forgot his real name.
Tamora Morrison.
But yeah, yo, the makeup, the CGI stuff that make him look young. Yo,
that thing's always tricky.
That was good. That was like when Kurt Russell came out in Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought they was watching Tango and Cash or something. I was like, yo, dude is young again. This is amazing. So, you know, there was some parts that were funny and I appreciated. Like, basically, Jason Momoa is himself, right, in all the movies and all the things he's in, for the most part. So I wasn't even upset that back for a week, right?
Yeah, it's coming back for a week. But, I mean, just like all the awards they're nominated for, they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a lot of people hate it, right? A lot of people in the comic book community.
Yeah, I will say though, the award for best visual effects is kind of tricky on that one because the opening scenes, yes, but near the end of the act, like you can see like some really bad visual effect flaws, especially when they're fighting in the final scene. And I love Black Panther. That's like one of my top favorite Marvel movies at the moment.
Yeah, but the significance of the movie, though,
yeah,
I think
that's always my main thing. You wouldn't have that anywhere else. You wouldn't have that 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's just it changes the game, or it should change the game. We'll see if it actually changes the game, because you see something like Aquaman with no POC, you're like, damn, I thought we conquered this barrier.
Maybe stuff. It's also Warner Brothers. Like Marvel definitely took a bigger ball with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had some friends. I'm like, oh, Aquaman was mad cheesy and corny.
Yo, Renee is really in Area 32 right now.
Yo, seriously.
Renee, you mad choppy, bro. He's like, one of my boys.
I think Renee's on the CBD oil.
Oh, man. Yeah, fucking Iris has mad jokes on me in the black chat.
Right.
She's like, CBD oil's kicking in.
Yo, my God, I just saw that all.
And then she said, Renee sounded like a fucking alien.
Yeah. One of those dark creatures from the deep sea come out in front of my vehicle, bro. 4 levels below ground. Earth, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This man's bugging.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Listen, one of who's just super comic book head. Yo, he was like, it's a black. Yo, stop fronting that to me. I don't know. I think people didn't get it. I thought the cultural impact was more important than anything else. And I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. Yeah. There were some questionable things, but whatever.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, the script was pretty well written, I think. I mean, there was definitely the whole issue of like the black superheroes aiding, the U.S. what is the CIA or FBI, whatever. That's mad problematic on so many levels. Like after all exactly, all the historic stuff that the U.S. government did to the real Black Panther.
What are you gonna
do? So that was very problematic. And then also too, like the villain in Black Panther was many people's hero.
Yeah, they're saying that in Black Panther 2 he's back, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, they've already bent all kinds of realities, so why not bring him back?
True, but then, I feel like they're gonna get into the problem that they have with Loki, where they just keep using him all the time because he's the best thing the movie has, and that's gonna really limit Black Panther in general.
Didn't Loki die?
Loki died every movie.
Yeah, well, we know.
Yo, Renee,
but Thanos said no resurrections or some shit.
Yeah, but he's getting a TV show spinoff, so hey, YOLO.
YOLO.
Yo, Renee's been in different vehicles, different terrains. He went down. First of all, he went down 50 levels into the ground, and then all of a sudden he was in a car. So after he got to the center of the earth, he had to drive a vehicle underground below Aquaman, and now he's
hitting on Aquaman, but he's taking the same exact fucking journey he did.
Yeah, but I wasn't in no fucking boat.
Yo, why the fuck Aquaman riding a boat? That's why is he on a plane, right?
Exactly. Y'all didn't see that? Oh snap! I'm seeing creatures walking in front of me. This is crazy. Ma, I'm on the phone over here, man. You can't be over here in Area 32. Just take a step back. I'm on the phone. We can't get you on the camera. They're looking for us. They might find out where Area 32 is.
Oh man, yo!
I'm trying to put this light on so y'all can see one of the gods I pray to. Hold on.
I'm scared about you turning this light on right now.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Don't be scared, man. All I do is win.
All right. I see some light.
There it is.
Oh, what is that?
The cacique.
Yo, can you describe it for the folks who are listening on the audio?
It's basically skull chief head. You know, they know. They gotta follow me on the gram, bro. What's wrong with them?
What's your handle on the gram?
That I can't divulge that information. Not from this location. But if they follow all the right outlets, then they'll find me. I'm not hard to find.
Maybe it's on our Twitter feed somewhere. Not sure.
You know what I was trying to do? I was trying to go back to do all the AKAs for fun.
Do you remember all the AKAs?
You want to say what's up to my pops? Look at my pops. This is my pops. Say what's up to the people. Hey, hey. Don't be so friendly, though.
What's up, Renee Senior?
Yeah, the podcast crew, right? Yo, you're about to be famous, man. You're going to go viral for that hello. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you said it mad jovially. Hi. That's how he be on his wings. He's like, hi. That's his code for give me 24 naked wings. That's how he orders his wings. So go viral? We going viral, kids. Hold on. Hi. He's trying to up it. Can I have a talk with you? I thought it was the one. I thought I was the only one with talent in the fam, yo.
Yeah, I love it.
My pops performed at the Apollo. Did I ever tell y'all that?
Word?
No. You need to tell us right now.
He performed at the Apollo. Yo, he performed at the Apollo. But you know what happened?
The Sandman?
Let me put it to you like this. Imagine I went. Yes, but let me tell you why. Imagine I went to the Apollo to sing a Drake song, right? But right before I came out, Drake performed the song.
What? So
how quickly do you think they would start booing me?
Luther Vandross sang, and then your dad came out?
Yeah, basically. Well, which band sang that? The 5 Stairsteps. Him and his band, they were singing a 5 Stairstep song. Who I don't even know who they are. We're gonna have to hit the title.
Yo, go
but
on
they
Twitter.
sound like they were good.
What's the name of that
5
song?
5 Stairsteps.
Iris wants to know the name
What's
of that
the
song.
What's the name of the song, Dad? 1,000,000 to 1. Huh? The song was 1,000,000 to 1 is the name of the song. This is real. We don't make shit up in my house.
What year was that?
What year, Dad? Oh, man. He was young, he said. Yeah. I'm 63 now. He just divulged his actual age, but I can't tell you that because then y'all can reverse engineer my age.
We can hear everything.
Oh, my God. Edit that out. Yo, Arsenio, how do we reverse this? Where's the reality time? Where's the reality stone?
Hey, man. I'm a DC, not Marvel.
Yo, I love y'all.
Love you too,
Hold
brother.
on. What's Iris saying? I'm going over there.
Yeah, Iris is on Slack. Yeah. Getting busy. She on Twitter, too.
Yeah. Yo, Angel, what up? Yeah.
So,
yo, you heard how I tried to harmonize with my pops? It didn't work. He's better than me.
I didn't know you could sing. You could do some Drake shit. You could sing and then rap.
Nah, I'd much rather sing a Bruno Mars song.
Let me hear Bruno Mars
song. I told you about that one. Hold on, let me see. What's a good one for me to sing that's in my range right now? Don't say no. Just say yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you right now. I was gonna go off the old new album, but that's a little too semi-misogynistic for me at this point.
Yo,
I heard special slippers when you in Area 32.
I heard Bruno Mars is he's a short dude, right? He wears heels.
Tallest short person.
He
also wears those kind of pants that make you look taller. Yeah. He also, I'm trying to get pants like that for my belly though, to make my belly look smaller. Yeah. Okay.
Iris said, I love Bruno. I'm pro
Bruno's my guy.
Weird looking Puerto Ricans. Like me.
Hey, yo, Iris, you taller than Bruno.
Is she really? Because Iris is like 4'10".
Yo, I'm gonna put my.
I don't know what you're saying. You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, word. He sounds like the parents in Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Iris is gonna mess me up for
Yeah,
saying
no doubt.
4 for 10 comment.
Oh,
She 4 for 11. My bad.
Me and my intro.
I thought she was 4:15. That's how tall Bruno is.
420. So you had any New Year's resolutions, Renee?
Nah, man, I don't do that stuff. That's like goal setting. I don't do that. I don't do the goal setting for fake. I do it for real. Like any day, I could set a goal, not just New Year's.
So were you in the midst of any goals when the New Year's holiday came
Oh, you know what, bro? I tried to do the bullet journal thing.
Oh,
That was
nice.
actually something like a fake goal, a fake resolution, but it was so complicated. And then I
Nah,
found myself.
that
not
shit's
even-
not easy.
I don't mean like, nah. I like setting up the thing was more than I would like to have done. But
I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do it in
yeah,
person.
I watch all your videos, bro. I sent your videos to the dude. Remember to get the donation of the books.
Oh, that's right.
Don't you remember I told you that? I got mad books, but then none of my kids wanted to do it.
Oh, word.
So-
You gotta let me come into the class and teach them how to do it.
Facts. Heck, I've been starting to keep in a journal too, especially keeping track of my schedule and stuff like that. So I'm not as always
Any day.
confused.
Yo, real talk. I'm teaching a class called New Rican Poetry this cycle. I was trying to crowdsource some Latina. I don't want to misstate this, but like some female, or not just men, because one of my homies, designed the course, and we're really using one dude's whole book of poems, but I want to diversify that. So I have this one queer sister's poem that I'm gonna use, but I want to get more folks involved, like more people. I was gonna get La Bruja to just use one of her poems, not get her. It'll be dope to get her to come perform, but. Y'all got any folks that that might want to come in and perform after my class?
Oh, yeah.
I know this is wild left field, but
Nah, yeah.
so what?
I'm gonna send you a list. I got a list.
That's dope. Please
Sure.
do that. That would be extra fly. Because
Yo.
I would actually like to take them to New York. Maybe we could do some kind of hybrid experience.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, too. New York will love that, too. That's right next to my crib, too.
Nice.
So Iris is shitting on the bullet journal in the Slack chat. Iris, I gotta renee you from this. Yo, bullet journals are the shit. I'm a bullet journal fanatic. You just gotta know how to use it. It could be super duper simple as like just bullet points. I gotta show you the system.
Why can't you just put that shit in your phone?
Because there's something about writing things out that brings a different kind of importance to it.
And you remember better like that too.
And vision boards can be helpful. Bullet journal incorporates vision boards. So Iris is promoting vision boards. Vision boards, project work plans, all that stuff could be brought into your bullet journal. So I think what happens with the bullet journal system is that people don't understand the system, and then they see these really crazy artists creating all these dope ass bullet journals.
Yeah, they go too far.
Yeah, exactly. So it becomes something else, almost like an artistic expression. And then people who want to do the bullet journal get bogged down, oh, this is too much, this is too crazy, whatever. Yo, speaking of New Year's, though, it's about to be Lunar New Year's this weekend.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
You're the pig. Renee, you a pig? What year are you?
I don't know. 81. What is that?
Oh, you 81. I think you're a cock. Let me see.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see.
Sure.
Arsenio, what's your... Yeah, you're a cock, bro. Renee's a cock.
That's why my hair looks like this in the morning.
Yeah, man. That's why I got this hat on. This is my year of the cock hat.
Get it. The rooster.
Yo, Arsenio, what's your zodiac sign? Because you 17 years old. So what's your zodiac?
I'm 28, dog. My Chinese New Year is the year of the horse.
Oh, the horse. Speaking of yeah.
Poseidon, baby.
Yo, you heard that? The way he just alluded to the phallus.
To the
that
year
was
of the
nice,
cock?
Sean.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
Iris, what's your Chinese zodiac? Let me know. She's a Taurus. I know she's a Taurus.
What's your zodiac sign?
Renee's a Pisces. You're about to be coming up soon. Your birthday.
Yeah, we should turn up.
Yeah, man. How old
Mad vegan treats for everybody.
Turning 22.
How old? 38. 38, son. 38.
Go ahead.
Grown man. Let me see. She's 1979. I'm the year of the rap, bro.
Yo, Iris, you
Iris is a
on a big date, right?
Yo, Iris, I think is coming on a big date.
Yeah,
Iris, we gotta turn up for you.
Iris is about to be 40 this year.
Hey, Iris, that's big status. My kid was born in 2013. So what does that make them?
Let me see. Oh shit. Yeah, so this year is gonna be the year of the pig. So that's all the folks who were born in like 1983. If you know anyone that was born in 1983, they're all pigs. My mom's a pig. She's 1947 though.
What's the significance of the animals? They got the whole breakdown like our zodiac joint. Like if I looked up my horse or whatever the hell it was, does it tell me like, oh, you're persistent, you like to wake up early, you like to eat cornmeal?
Yeah, it's a little different though because it's more an annual kind of transit. You know what I mean? So you share, everyone who was born that year shares that element. But then there's also, that animal. But then within the animal, there's the 4 elements. So there's like wood, water, whatever. So you could be like a woodcock. Yeah, that's probably what you are, Renee.
Oh snap! Damn.
Or you could be like a water horse. Like Arsenio or whatever.
That's crazy, yo. You like Aquaman and Spider-Man in one.
Poseidon, baby.
Iris said when I'm on CBD oil, I use more of my hands, and I talk about woodcocks.
Yo, I can see that.
And he has less eyes.
You know what? I want to tell you, not to be infantile or juvenile or too much of a ridiculous child, but when I first started working in the education field, I like to be vague about it, even though everybody probably knows. There was this test that you could give students to figure out their reading level, and it was called Woodcock-Johnson. Woodcock-Johnson was the name of the test, is the name. And when I heard that shit, I was like, hold up. I stopped the meeting. I was like, hold up. What is the name of this test? And they definitely had to repeat it to me. I was like, what? That seems very redundant. And people started cracking up. Not for nothing. They started cracking up. But that has to be the worst name, right? Even if it's named after people that created it, they shouldn't change the name of that shit. No?
Bro, are you serious or are you just making this shit up for the podcast?
Bro, I never make shit up for the podcast. What's wrong with you? You're going to put things in people's head. Oreo backwards is Oreo. I don't care what anyone thinks. All right? Now, I'm not making this up. Google it. You can look it up. Woodcock-Johnson is a real test to get a reading level or some shit like that. And it's the worst name test or the best, depending on your perspective.
Word. So so they're gonna do Chinese New Year. We're right next to Chinatown too. They do the parade and stuff over here, and it's supposed to be like 50 degrees. So we might go and see it.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, because I don't think we can make it to Area 32.
Few people can.
Yo, you sure can. I'll send the charter for y'all.
We gotta make that. We were supposed to. I thought we were supposed to film like one episode of the podcast a month up in Area 32 and like the backwoods. That's not gonna happen.
We'll do it in Atlantis first.
Make it happen.
But how are we gonna get this Wi-Fi connection?
I got a hotspot on my phone.
We make it happen. Use that hotspot.
I'm serious.
All right.
On my phone.
I ain't trying to blow your data up. How you got a hotspot on your phone but your internet connection is all wiry right now?
Hopefully. Nah, bro, you crazy? I'm grandfathered in. I use my own hotspot on my own phone. But I could use my hotspot for your stuff. And their energy.
Got it.
Loophole.
So we got a lot of things planned for 2019. We're getting back into the People's Forum. We're going to be doing our shows there. They're revamping their space. We got a couple guests lined up for the upcoming episodes. We started those production meetings, which is taking us to the next level. You know, Renee got his statues, you know, giving him energy. Game of Thrones, The last season of Game of Thrones coming out.
April.
Yeah. Word. So we got a lot of good things. So in February we have our next upcoming community workshop. I should know the date off the top of my head.
But the CBD oil said nah.
But the CBD oil, fuck with me. February 14th. So we're going to be doing the workshop that we had planned on doing a couple weeks ago on eating plant-based on a budget. We're going to be doing that on February 14th. So Thursday, February 14th.
On Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. There we go. So if you're looking somewhere to take your date, you know what I'm saying?
And ironically, I'll be on the road to DC, so I won't be there for that one.
Yo, you always going to be away for these shows. And we're going to have mad technical issues. Damn. But yeah, so Valentine's Day, so we'll have our workshop. We got to think of something cool too, since it's Valentine's Day. We got to make sure that we kind of get it in theme.
You can put the Red Fit Phoenix inside a heart.
Yeah, we could do that. Or we can sell some chocolate with CBD oil.
Hey, listen, can you make them before I leave?
I could write a poem. I could write love poems.
Oh, we have to get the love poems on that episode, without a doubt. So we'll have love poems. We might auction off Arsenio for some dates.
Yeah.
Wifey might not be happy about that.
Listen, if it pays her tuition, she don't care.
This seems. Hey, let's get it.
Nice. So yeah, February 14th, come through to the People's Forum, 320 West 37th Street. We'll be having the workshop portion from 6 to 8:30, and then we'll transition into the live filming of the podcast. So if you can't make it to the workshop, you could always just come to the podcast, or you can come for both, or you can just come for the workshop, whatever makes sense for you. Last time it was really good. I think the only thing that the biggest thing outside of the audio that we're missing is ensuring that we we had like snacks. Iris was mad helpful. Iris brought through goldfish, waters. Yeah, she's just always ready. But we're gonna try to see if we get a little bit more coordinated and get some more healthy snacks, especially since the topic is on plant-based nutrition. So Arsenio, you got your GoFundMe going on. We shared that link on Twitter, I think.
Yeah.
Got anything else coming up?
That I'm just working on some stuff for myself. Trying to do more original projects, new photo shoots, do more aerial stuff.
Nice. Are you working on any costumes right now?
I'm still in production for the Aquaman movie costume, but I'm taking my sweet ass time with that one.
Nice. You doing the green and orange?
Oh yeah, I already got the gauntlets, and the trident all printed out.
Nice. We got to do a whole.
Everything that you do is gonna be better than that fucking movie. I just want to say that right now. I just want you to know that everything you do for this is gonna be better than that movie. You heard it here first. I love everybody here right now, but it's true.
So Renee is gonna be in Aquaman 2 to try to make that a better movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be the best villain they got.
Arsenio is doing the filming of John Wick 3, according to Iris.
John Wick 4, 3's already about to come out.
John Wick 4. So he's gonna be,
nice.
He got that look right now. He look like he about to murk like 20 dudes.
That's what you are. You're in your laboratory. You gotta crack open the floor to get all your weapons out with the axe and shit. That was a little extra, right? In that movie, like, why you can't just have a closet or some shit? Why you gotta crack the floor open? See these movies nowadays, man. They need a fact checker.
Yo, so who is Renee's famous person that he looks like? So Arsenio looks like Keanu Reeves. I look like a worn out Mario Lopez.
What? Who said that? That's hilarious.
Who's Renee look like?
So you look like a worn out Mario Lopez. Yo, that's a good question. If I had long hair still, I might have looked like a light-skinned Maui.
Light-skinned Maui. We gotta find a real-life figure, not an animation. You definitely are Maui.
Gotta be a wrestler.
I'm gonna see if Iris can find some. Let's see if Iris can do some investigating, find a lookalike for Renee, and let's get that up on the Instagram and Twitter feed.
You could make it a vote.
So does that have to be someone people know?
Yeah,
There's a couple of wrestlers. There's a couple of wrestlers.
Yeah, Iris, I think, is talented at this, so we're gonna see what she comes up with.
All right, Iris, you're gonna do it. Because I was gonna lead you in the right direction, but I feel like I'm gonna be more surprised by who you pick up, and I will appreciate it.
But yeah, once I shave this down, I'm gonna go back to the goatee in a couple weeks. I get a little tan, do my hair. You're gonna see Mario Lopez is gonna come back and bring it back.
Yo, son.
I'll shave this eventually. Go back to Keanu Reeves.
No. No, Iris, it's your talent. I'm not saying nothing to you. You gotta just do it. There was a wrestler. All right, there's a wrestler called. His name at the time was One Man Gang. Just look that up. One Man Gang wrestler. There's one of the Renee likes.
Word.
There's a couple of wrestlers wrestling now that also. I skew. It depends. Captain Lou Albano.
Iris said that she doesn't want me to be Mario Lopez. But honestly, me and Mario Lopez used to look a lot alike when I was younger. But if you could find someone else I look more like these days, I'd be up to that. Let's see if we can find our arterial, figures and make some memes out of that.
Somebody was talking about us looking like or resembling the Mario Brothers or something like that. What was that about? I'm talking about?
I don't know. Which one are you? Are you?
Like we the Hood Mario Brothers?
I'm Luigi or Mario?
I have to be Luigi because you got the Mario stash.
I got the stash. That's true.
I got the Boricua stash, which is more Luigi, I guess.
But what's Luigi? Luigi's special.
He's all rounder than you are.
He can do uppercuts and shit. What the fuck can Luigi do?
He's always on CBD.
He could process his THC better.
There we go.
Luigi.
Yeah, that could be a group thing right there. Mario, Luigi, and Bowser.
Nice. Let's get it going. Word. So yeah. So definitely check us on the 14th. We'll be back next Thursday in studio. I think we have a guest next Thursday. I gotta confirm with
the 7th. We're gonna be back in the studio on the 7th.
Yes.
Perfect.
Back in the studio on the 7th. And then, of course, check out those new social medias. So on Twitter and Instagram, we got RevFit Radio. And also on Twitter and Instagram, we got the Academy, RevFit Education. Check out all those feeds so that you can stay connected and see what we're doing. And also see all the foolery and the jokes that we're cracking on each other on those feeds. Word.
We're located.
Yes, we're reconnected.
We were found.
We were found. So I'm gonna see y'all in a couple of days.
Later, yo.
Yeah, yo, peace, y'all. Love y'all.
All right, love you too. Peace.